FS_PhD show for today, Friday, September 5th. 500K up top. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. File not found. Didn't happen yesterday. You know that our plays did not kind of work out, and I have it zoomed in here because I did not have Jahan Dotson in the pool. What a mistake. Why was it like that? That was a mistake. And yeah, so that's pretty much defines the slate since he wound up being in the winning lineup. Besides that, other things, some went good, some went bad. Darius Cooper instead of Jahan Dotson, obviously very stupid. Kylan Granson did get his catch. Really, we were fine. We wound up down a fair amount, but it would have been like, if CD catches that ball, we're up. Possibly a lot. So, and that's just one of the two that he dropped. So I'm not gonna dwell on it. That's not how we do things here. I knew the risks going in and played unique lineups. Not that many. It was only 1 out of 40 was unique. So have to tighten it up a little bit today, because I do not think that 1 out of 40 will do it for 500K. I'm gonna have tighter margins. I'm using Sheets rule today with a geometric mean of ownership of 19 as my max. And, oh boy, check out the rules. So if you think that I can't make a crazy rule, you are wrong. I have made a bunch of crazy rules today. The following, So you probably got Conklin or Disley if you're a fan of the show. You probably also got Hunt or Pacheco, because in the playoffs it was Hunt over Pacheco still. I don't know if Pacheco was injured or something. But you might not have been thinking about whether or not is this Keenan situation more like Mari Cooper situation? Like, are we sure Quentin Johnson is getting bumped off? Like, he was bad 2 years ago. Last year he showed some signs, man. I don't think you're bumping him back to wide receiver 3 for some old man. So I think you might have Quentin Johnson ascending. But if you don't, it is going to be more opportunity for Keenan. He has a better quarterback, more throwing in the offense. So I added that as a fork. I also think that because of targets there were 6 out of however many games minus by 17 games last year. The third tight end for the Chargers saw a target. So that's enough to keep that guy in your pool for flex. But most interestingly, this backfield for Kansas City is pretty wide open, right? Like, I don't know, not the question, fine. We're all on Hunt versus Pacheco for, early down back. But, like, is Brashard Smith just going to be the third down back? Like, the other option is not that good at that. Who's the other guy? Let me find him. Because he's not unplayable. It's just that I think probably you would not... Elijah Mitchell. So Elijah Mitchell is more of a backup to the other 2 running backs, I would say. Like, let me look up Elijah Mitchell's stats. Elijah Mitchell stats. Just to see what's his catching game like. I don't remember him doing that, like, a bunch, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, career, he's got 28 catches. Is that... How many per game is that? This game today is in Sao Paulo as well. I don't know if that's, like, meaningful to you in some way. Game played 11... receptions 19. Last 2 years, he's had less than a reception a game. It's less than a target a game. That's not his game. He's a running back. He's not a out of the backfield running back. So I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I see. I had our review the slate up, and then I had already pulled up the build, so I didn't need to do that again. But yeah, so we were talking about tight ends, the deep tight ends for one team, but not the other. I will say, oh yeah. Also, right off the bat, you'll see I have X'd out the top 2 captain plays. So this is something a lot of you were probably hoping I would do yesterday, but I couldn't because Hurts is going to run in all the touchdowns and run it every 4th down and run it down their throats. And the other quarterback was like 5% owned. So I was like, all right, fine, I have to play quarterbacks today. But today people are making the mistake. Today people are making the easiest mistake that you can avoid, which is to play the guys that have the highest average points. Herbert and Mahomes, yes, I agree. Probably right up there with their wide receiver 1s for highest average points. But that is not good enough. You cannot have highest average points. Number one, you scroll over here to salary. They cost money. They cost wide receiver one salaries. So if anybody else pops in the game besides the quarterback, they will not be the optimal captain. So if we're going to have 1/5 optimal Patrick Mahomes, I mean, like, what is the historical optimal? So Showdown, Draftkings, optimal quarterback position, ETR, Cody. I like you, Cody. All right. I know I'm going to get good data if I pull up Cody's article. So yeah, this is what I'm talking. 25%. That's way higher than I was expecting. But that's between the quarterbacks, right? Yeah, that's like amongst all of the quarterbacks. These numbers are adding up to 100. Yeah, so, right. You should cap your quarterback total ownership at 25%. I believe that. So, this slate, they are adding up to 35%, 36%. And we've got pure throwers here. So, absolute maximum, you should have 25%. You must be fading them compared to if this is their real ownership. Beyond that, it's a little bit extreme to completely X them out. I probably don't have to because I've got so much Brashard Smith around. We'll get to that part of the rant. Brashard Smith, I think, is the minimum. Yeah, he's the minimum. Might be the third down back. Like 50-50, he's, I mean, maybe more. 60-40? I don't know. I couldn't find anybody saying it. I couldn't find anybody saying anything else. I saw some preseason footage of him being pretty good out of the backfield with those little swing passes. I don't know, man. I think you could have some significant Brashard Smith workload. So I projected him as the Samaj Pirine from last year for this year. I guess I can just show you who my captains are. Wide receivers and running backs. And because like we were just looking at the article, thank you again to Cody. You should all check out Establish the Run for their, I mean, particularly for their showdown coverage. It's absolutely amazing. Nobody does it like those guys. It's like Matt Gajewski for college football. I don't say that lightly. This guy knows his stuff. You don't play kicker captain, right? I mean, that's not winning. So let me go back over here and not do that. I was just talking about not doing that. I can remove them from the field even, so I can get sharper lineups. Because it looks like the top 1%, very, very unlikely. Like you can imagine the game script where it happens, but that game script is like a record low number of points. It's like 9-6 or something, right? Because the kicker has to be optimal. It's not just he has to be good, he has to be optimal. So I fully agree with an unclick there if they're going to be 0.5% optimal. Defense slightly outpacing, so probably want to leave in the defenses. Because we don't know how the all this travel going over to, Sao Paulo or whatever is going to affect them. So I'm totally fine if you want to leave in the wow, that's a lot of, yeah. If the defenses are only 1.7 and they're 5% optimal, you probably got to click your defenses here, especially if you're doing 150. I'm only doing 20, so you don't have to. I don't really believe in the thesis here. I guess I believe in the thesis. Oh, no, not for captain. Yeah. I believe that they could get a defensive touchdown. Probably not two. Probably not a bunch of sacks. Probably there's a bunch of points scored. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get them in the captain. Whatever. I'm not going to change. I'll leave them in the captain just for variety's sake. I doubt I get any. I'm not going to force any. Because we are fine with, right, wide receivers. How much wide receivers should we have? 35%, right? 30 to 35%. So what do we got? Well, 35% Lad McConkey, probably running a bit hot there because we want our overall receivers to add up to 35%. So let's go 20% McConkey. And then was that receiver or tight end, or was that just receiver? Yeah, so 10% tight end long term. But we're thinking probably Kelsey's a little bit above average at captain. And maybe, yeah. So check that. Input that. It already knows that? Oh, man, it's doing the thing where it doesn't immediately, where I have to rebuild. It won't save. It won't do the check mark or whatever. No, that's too bad. Okay, well, it won't change it. But I'm not going to have that much Lad McConkey when I do it later because my overall wide receivers needs to be in line with the expectations. Although today, I can see doing a little bit more because we have the Rashee Rice situation. But even on that side, the pricing was still pretty good. Like that was already known, I think, when the pricing was put out for the showdown. Or it looks like it was, at least. Like, you don't have to jam Xavier Worthy or jam somebody, Like, I'm not getting any of Xavier Worthy, presumably pretty owned, 14%. It's a little bit I think I'm going to go ahead and not have 0% Xavier Worthy. Going to go ahead and pop a little 10% on that. 5 to 10 feels right. I'll at least have 5 when I rerun this later. But yeah, these are our overall stands. You probably saw them. Let's look at our leverage just so I can show you what my big stands are. Brashard Smith, no surprise. I'm projecting him as the third down back, and y'all aren't. So that's where my money is today. And if it happens, I'm going to win. And y'all are not. I don't think he's going to be 3%, though. I'm not the only one that thinks this, I don't think. I mean, I saw some other randos thinking this. Probably not smart randos. Anyway, Omar and Hampton. This is a homer thing. I'm a UNC fan from growing up. And this dude is for real, man. I mean, like, it's not messing. Like, Najee might not play. I unclicked him for today. I don't know what his role in this offense is. Not a starter. I don't know what, like, he wasn't playing the third down back role off, for Pittsburgh. That was Jalen Warren. So I think you could see workhorse Omarion here. And what's the upside for Najee? It's like, did he spells him for 5 runs, 10 runs? I don't see it. Honestly, I see more upside for Hassan Haskins. Like, you got the same thing here. What is Hassan's price? Just not that low. Yeah, so the deal is on the other side, the guy who might be maybe the third down back is $200. Here, he's $2,000. So you got the same case you could make for Hassan. You could push him up to 6, 7, something like that. Wherever I got the other guy. Where is he? 7 probably? 6. So you could push him if you wanted to do the same thing. It's just not going to be the same value. So I probably will do that just because I don't think Najee's the third down back. If somebody's coming in to be the third down back in this offense, it's Hassan Haskins. And I mean, like, I don't like saying that. I don't want Hassan Haskins. I'm going to go over here and say 10% maximum. But, like, it's possible. It's like he's out. He's the fast guy who, if I were going to run a gadget play, it's probably to him. It's not going to be to Najee. Like, Najee's going to be there if Omarion gets tired because he's running too much because they're winning by 20 or something. Like, that's his role. Anyway, so there's my leverage going up. Where's my leverage going down? What am I losing? I'm losing Harrison Butker. I'm losing Keenan Allen. I'm losing Hollywood Brown. That's a mistake. I don't want to be this low on Hollywood Brown. Am I at least not low on Hollywood Brown captain? All right. I must have just changed my Hollywood Brown projection or something after I ran this. That's the one thing in my leverages here I don't like, and I will have some of Hollywood Brown, both at captain and flex, because that's another place. I'm just not sure, like, when I look at these, like, Hollywood Brown was really getting a lot of targets there late in the season versus Xavier Worthy, right? Like, Hollywood Brown 6, Worthy 8, Brown 5, Worthy 7, Brown 7, Worthy 9, Brown 8, Worthy 11. So I just think pegging him just right off the bat, he's almost a wide receiver 1A rather than a 2. So I didn't put a rule in. Like, you'll see, I just increased Hollywood Brown. I think Hollywood Brown is being underprojected in this offense. But given that I did that, I don't understand how I'm not getting any. So it must have been that I did that after I did this run. So anyway, as always, I'll post the final exposures in the Discord. And yeah, remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got